Okay, we have two new whiskies. The first one is Cardhu. And let me take you back to 1893, when the Walkers knocked on the door to Mr. Cummings, the family of Cummings, who ran the Cardhu, and the Cardhu, which it was mentioned and named back in 1893. At the time, I said it earlier, Johnnie Walker was growing rapidly and we wanted to source single malt Scotch whiskies. The first distillery, single malt distillery we bought was Cardhu, 1893. And then we bought another 30 after that. But we started off with Cardhu, which is today the mutual home of Johnnie Walker. This little chap. So if you want to experience a bit more of Johnnie Walker and Cardhu, let's go to Cardhu, which is in the Speyside, up in the mountains, where you will have an extremely pleasant visit at Cardhu. I was there a few months ago because it has been restored and refurbished and decorated. And talking about Johnnie Walker, I think many of you know the four corners of Scotland. You know, every Johnnie Walker bottle is square and has an edge. The four corners. Will any one of you, this is the quiz number 1 for tonight, will any one of you tell me or your friends those 4 distilleries, the 4 corners of Johnnie Walker / Scotland? So Cardhu is the home of Johnnie Walker, the mutual home of Johnnie, and will be forever. Number 2, Clynelish, Northern Highland on the east coast, fairly close to Denmark, to be honest. Clynelish. So we've got Cardhu, Clynelish. Then we go to the west coast, where we have an island called Islay, where we have Cool Isla. Are you aware of Cool Isla? Not Carlisle. You'll be thrown out. It's called Cool Isla. So now we have Cool Isla, Cardhu, Clynelish, CCC, easy to remember. Clynelish, Cardhu, Cool Isla. And the fourth one is a lowlander, which is Glenkinchie. So if you go to these 4, if you visit these 4 distilleries, you will get your 4 corners of Scotland trip. And there will be a statue outside every distillery, Mr. John Walker, the Victorian dandy, the striding man, saying, "Keep walking." So Cardhu, back, your left hand. This is a cask strength. I need to check. It's 56 ABV. What you will get here, normally Cardhu is round, is a bit of red fruit. There will be red fruit, but it's cask strength, no infiltration. 11 years old, first filled American barrels and slightly worn out American barrels in the end. The first 8-9 years in refill American hoggies. So have a wee dram of Cardhu, ladies and gentlemen, I'll say it, gentlemen and gentlemen, enjoy Cardhu 11, and I will tell you a bit more about it after your wee sip. Slein Shiva. I think most of you got the spiciness. It prickles on your tongue, doesn't it? It's fairly spicy, which is very unusual for a regular Cardhu. But because of the strength, ABV fairly high, 56, and it's been we did small batches. When we produced it, we did small batches and let it rest in very active. When I say active cask, I mean casks, literally coming from bourbon. We put them together and put the liquid in those casks in the end as a finish. That is what you get now, the kind of sweet, very spicy, prickling flavor, together on a base on red fruit, which is typical for Cardhu. I think many of you have tried the Cardhu 12 or maybe the 15. I see you're nodding there. You know, Cardhu is huge. Cardhu is number, is it 6 or 7 in the world in terms of volume? Spain, Portugal, Greece, these guys are dying for Cardhu because it's fairly, I would say, medium sweet character. This is something different. This is a cask strength, highly collectible. Came out 2020. Does everyone know the special release launch? What it's about? Do you know that?
Not really.
No. Okay, let me tell you. So every year, hands off. Every year in November, December, we launch a range of cask strength, limited editions, no filtrations, and sometimes, mostly from mothballed, closed distilleries, could be up and running distilleries, but very scarce and limited. High alcohol, anything from, I would say, 48, 50 up to 59, close to 60 ABV. Anything from 2,000, 3,000 bottles up to 6,000, 7,000 bottles, and they run away like that. Again, allocation. So special releases has been on for 2000, ever since in 2001, and the first ones was Brora, Port Ellen, and some Taliskers. If you happen to own 1 or 2 Port Ellens, and I know you do, from that era, you are laughing all the way to the bank. Because these guys, I think we sold them for roughly 900 Swedish kroner or Danish kroner at the time, 20 years ago. They are worth a bit more today. If you have a full range, 17 Port Ellens. Niklas, you're nodding, right?
Yes.
We have them?
Yeah, some do.
Right, some do. I was asking you.
We have the whole collection.
Good.
Some investors.
So if you have the full collection of 17, keep it. That is your retirement. That is your retirement. I actually had a tasting, a vertical tasting of all 17 a couple of years ago in a place in Stockholm. 3 flights, and people paid enormous amount of money just to get in. We had 28 people paying a fortune, and they were served 1.2 CL per glass, 17 Port Ellens. That is, or was, one of my highlights in my whiskey career over the last 35 years. Just to be able to try all 17 in an afternoon. We closed the place, we sat down, we had all the time, plenty of water, and just enjoying 17 Port Ellens. So, Niklas, having said that, I would be happy to do another one.
I can be there. When is it?
Right, yeah, next Monday.
I'll let the investor know.
Yeah, please do that, please do that. All right, so that's Cardhu.